I love the wearing masks. Brilliant. So thank you again for coming over to talk to us. We wanted to ask you a couple of questions about bus stop M1, which is the bus stop where we're working. And first I wanted to ask you... Yeah. We wanted to ask you first, what's your role as councillor and how are you involved in the transport area?
Not as much as I was until April.
Okay.
For a few years I was a Bradford member of the Integrated Transport Authority.
Integrated Transport Authority.
ITA, which has now been abolished.
Oh.
Which is why we got on with it now.
Oh, I see.
It's been merged into the new combined authority. There are fewer councillors on it. However, I do have a lifelong interest in public transport.
Yeah.
And this particular bus stop I got involved with intimately.
Yeah, we saw some articles online on Telegraph and Argos, that's why I contacted you. So would you tell me a little bit more? I mean, we gather that the bus stop is being placed the wrong way around, is that right?
That is what a lot of people argue. I mean, Metro say, no, it hasn't. They say that it's designed as it is for safety purposes to allow sufficient space on the pavement for pedestrians who are not using the bus stop.
Right. So why is it different from all the others then, if that's the case? Because all the others have the glass facing the road and this one's got the people facing the road. What would Metro say about that?
Well, they were saying that, you know, to avoid confusion and crushing, you know, and waiting passengers getting in the way of pedestrians, they reckoned this was the safest way around of doing it. But, I was a bit sceptical about that. I mean, what people said to me was, well, there's nothing between us and the road.
Yes.
It's difficult if you have somebody with buggies or wheelchairs. Although my biggest objection of all, which I think was reflected in some of the comments that came to me as a ward councillor, was what happens when more than one bus turns up at the same time. Initially, people were queuing at the wrong end of the bus shelter anyway.
The end where the digital displays are.
That's right.
Yeah,
they just gravitated towards
that's right.
that.
Yeah.
So I got in touch with Metro and I said we really need some decent notices saying which side people have to queue at.
Yeah.
So eventually we got these notices with the big queue.
The big queue, which is on this side now.
Yeah.
So that was as a result of people getting in touch with you and then you getting in touch with Metro
just me
and saying.
Metro. Yeah.
Ah. So you made that big queue happen, basically.
Yes.
the poster.
Yeah. But still, when more than one bus comes at the same time, people just go in each direction. But I really don't know yet. I've never found out what the instructions are to the drivers. Legally, I suspect they can only pick people up at the stop, at the bus stop end.
At the queue end.
Where the queue sign is. But people get very impatient with that, so they open the doors and let people on, so people are going in both directions.
Interesting. Yeah, we've been observing that bus stop now for a week. All last week we've been observing it and logging who comes in, who goes out. And I suppose we haven't, I mean, it's not an incredibly busy bus stop, so even if that happens, it has happened a little bit that people go, like, two buses arrive at the same time, and people sort of go like this, and then they enter. So people seem to be managing, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did say, I think I said to the Telegraph and Argus, I said, I'm sure that Bradford people will learn how to do this. But, you know, so they're being pragmatic about it.
Yes, yes.
But I mean, get 3 buses there and the chaos returns.
Confusion, yeah. And so what was, now it doesn't exist, but what was the Integrated Transport Authority? What was its remit?
I mean, metropolitan areas all had integrated transport authorities.
Right.
I mean, they had a coordinating role in terms of public transport. They didn't run buses as such. But they were also responsible for tendered services, subsidised services that were a social necessity, even if they weren't commercially viable.
Oh, I see. So routes that aren't commercially viable, then Integrated Transport Authority funds those?
And the Combined Authority as
And
a
the-
successor
okay.
authority.
Oh, no, yeah.
You know, sort of particularly some even and some services.
Oops, excuse me. Oh, good. It's dead. Let's, oh. Hi, Akeem. Hello. If you just meet Lucy at Nero's, we'll see you then. Meet Lucy at Nero. All right. See you soon. Bye. Look what we like. We don't even turn the phones off.
Hi, Chris.
Still recording.
So stop it.
Yeah, stop it for a second. Right, so you're explaining the role of the
And actually, I think the bus shelters are Metro property.
They are Metro properties, that's right, yes, yes. Yeah, we've been talking to Metro about doing our research and they've been too interested. So we got all the permissions in terms of the Bradford Council and the Bradford Film Council and all that.
Yeah.
But we're inviting them to come over and see the app on Thursday. Let's see if they do. It'd be great if they did. And I suppose, so what's now called the
The Combined Authority.
Combined Authority for transport, or just called Combined
No,
Authority?
they actually have a transport committee where it's for economic matters as well
Okay.
as transport matters.
Committee. So, for instance, if we, as part of our statistics, so
Yeah.
Metro
Well, Metro should have all that.
should have all
As I
that.
say, if you want to blame me, you can say to them, Jeff Reed suggested I get in touch with you. I think they still regard me as somebody who might know what he's talking about.
Okay. Oh well. And okay, great. So you've told us a little bit about what's happened and how Metro have responded, that it's not the wrong way around. What's interesting, well, I don't know if it's interesting, but one of the things that we're doing with our app, which I'll show you a little bit in a second, is that we are making we are animating that bus stop. So it's going to talk to you and it's going to tell you that it's been put on the wrong way around and therefore it's facing the back, but you know, it's kind of wondering about what's interesting in life, and it's going to talk to you about the people who come and go. So we're using a little bit part of the situation to kind of make a bit of a story out of it. So, I think that's probably it for now, really. And now I just tell you a little bit about the work. So Sarah, that's fine.
That's fine.